Well, it's the road to Rio.
That's me, Mark Watson.
Yeah, and that's me, Henning Wehn.
Massive him.
Well, what can you say about us? We're neighbours.
Let's stick together.
Both work as comedians.
If I ever meet Pele, I'm going to call him Phil.
I'm English, of course. And
Yeah, German.
you're German.
Oh, blimey, Governor.
We're bonded by our love of football.
And this year is World Cup year, so we're on a South American road trip. It's a slightly unusual road trip because I can't drive.
Well, I'm not quite sure how I managed this.
But you always point out you're very good at reading maps.
Carry on. Go along. We're visiting all 6 South American countries involved in this year's finals.
Tracking down former World Cup legends.
Chile, Chile.
And hopefully discover the secrets of this continent's football success. So join us on the road to Rio.
Rio 2014!
So far on our road trip, we've been to Uruguay.
You look a right picture there, Watson.
And Argentina.
Ball deflected off Steve Hodge, but Diego Maradona has put them in front.
We're now on the third leg of our journey. We've just arrived in
Chile.
Here we are. Chile.
Yes, the world's thinnest country.
Chile is only 40 miles wide at its narrowest points. It's dwarfed by Argentina and Brazil, physically and in terms of football. It's so narrow, people have to walk single file.
Estacionamiento Express. Okay. Gracias. Do you see how good I am to travel around with?
Yes, you're really good. Your Spanish is
But all the same, they've made it to 9 World Cups, and with the world-class talents of Arturo Vidal and Alexis Sanchez, they seem to have a good chance of getting through what is a bit of a nightmare group. They even beat England last year.
Well, and that's more or less all we know about Chile. They're pretty good at football for such a funny-shaped place. How have they done it? To find out just what it's all about, we meet the country's greatest living football legends.
Normally you'd pay to see a collection like this, but instead we're drinking beer in his house.
Find out about the most magical goal in the history of South American football.
Que tocara a los niños, la mujer embarazada, que tocara bebé en el estómago.
I can't. We get a flavour of how weird life can be at the world's edge.
Yeah, no, I don't know actually.
And we get a glimpse of the Chilean national team in action.
The crowd are really up for this, but then they would be. They're in the bloody stadium.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of. It's just never a smooth ride on the road to Rio.
This is definitely the strangest day of my life. Oh, it's been worth the effort to get here by very early impressions. It looks lovely.
It's a bit like if there has been a nuclear disaster. This is essentially the landscape of the apocalypse.
I know you always love it when I whip out a guidebook.
Yeah, I like, because that's someone that travels prepared.
Exactly, an organised person. If you fail to prepare, prepare to fail. And the fact is that
it's
of all
the 5
countries,
Ps. Proper preparation prevents poor performance.
5 Ps, eh?
Huh?
The 5 Ps is how many you have in a short journey.
Yeah, very good.
Half the population of Chile live in the capital, Santiago. The rest of the country is basically mountains, vineyards and desert.
So the guidebook says the world's driest desert is in the country we're now in.
That has to be pretty dry.
It's almost, you could say that is what deserts are famous for.
Yeah.
Also the UFO capital of the world. And that's something we definitely should have a look at. That's going to be, I can't wait to see an alien.
To get the Chilean ball rolling, we've set our sights a little lower and decided to stick within our own galaxy.
Yeah, we've got the perfect host to introduce us to Chile. Javier Margas played in the World Cup and was the first Chilean to appear in the Premier League. He also became the first Chilean to disappear from the Premier League.
I always remember Margas for when he played at West Ham and Redknapp was his manager, and it was rumoured that he was planning to leave because his wife didn't like it in London, and Redknapp went up to his hotel room to talk him out of it, but the window was open and Margas had jumped out of it and done the runner, and they only found him 5 weeks later. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last the UK saw of Margas and his questionable hair, but he's not been idle since he came home.
No, like a lot of retired players, he's gone into business. Unlike most of them, the business is, well, erotic.
these days Margas owns sexy hotels. That's where we're going.
Sexy hotel.
Yeah,
What's that? There's a euphemism for brothel.
Yes. Well, no, not brothel. These hotels, you can book them by the hour if you're a couple.
Well, it's fair to say we're not your standard couple.
It is fair to say.
See the plane?
That is just nuts.
And this certainly is not a standard hotel.
Oh,
Well,
seems to be good timing.
here comes Margas. By the look of it, I hope this is all right. Let's stick together here. That's Margas.
Hola.
Hola, hola, ¿cómo estamos?
Oh, bien, bien.
Bien, gusto de tenerte en mi casa.
Hola.
Bien, bien.
Bien, me llamo Henning.
Hola, me llamo Mark.
¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien, ¿y tú?
Sí.
¿Vamos
Yeah,
a echar una
yeah.
miradita?
We're going to have a tour of the...
¿Es algo temático? Son habitaciones temáticas.
That is thematical. Yeah, perfect.
We were planning to ask him about, football, West Ham and stuff, but Margas instead gives us a very thorough tour of his themed rooms.
Yes, jacuzzi.
It has a jacuzzi.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah, I speak Spanish. Jacuzzi is the Spanish for jacuzzi.
Is that right?
I think so. Jacuzzi, yeah. Just like a normal plane. Okay, so that was once the
Mira que esta
cockpit.
noche va a dormir en la...
This night, if you want, you can sleep here.
Oh, okay, yeah. This looks great. Yeah,
Sí.
yeah. Maybe not both of us.
Looks a bit like Noah's Ark.
Yes, hopefully not as many animals. Wow. It's sexy. Been in a lot of hotels, but nearly all of them weren't boats. Right. This time the bed is the boat. Okay.
Están todos invitados aquí, digamos.
Every single player of West Ham United is invited here. The fans, the player, everyone.
Harry Redknapp lo tiramos al avión. Harry, Redknapp.
You're getting the airplane.
You'd love this. You'd get a receipt as well. Goodness.
Well, this boat is so good, essentially, you almost lose interest in a woman you're with.
Yeah,
because
that's
the boat
right.
is the turn on, isn't it? Say, yeah, you stay there and I play on the knobs over there right by the steering wheel.
What's next? Hovercraft?
Oh, fire engine. Wish I brought my uniform. And everyone would be a winner.
Oh, that's it. That's it. I've seen everything there. as erotic venues go, it definitely tops an ambulance. Oh, I don't actually. This is scary, actually. No, I don't think. No, I think I'd rather just meet someone and have sex. Actually, I don't think I can do it. I think I'll definitely get injured.
Well, the tour's over, but Margas's hospitality just keeps on coming.
We can now go to it.
Yeah, perfect. Yes. Absolutely perfect. Let's go.
Comida típica acá de Chile.
Typical food of Chile.
Typical food of Chile,
Yeah.
yeah, but not a typical hotel of Chile, I assume.
A post-apocalyptic landscape and a sexy hotel. Certainly been a strange introduction to Chile, but perhaps things will clear up over dinner at another Margas business venture.
Yeah, thankfully his restaurant is a bit more traditional than his hotel. Couldn't be much less traditional, I suppose. And we get back to the bread and butter of our trip, the beautiful game, sometimes played by Margas in not-so-beautiful shorts.
Well, it doesn't really matter what sort of shorts you're wearing as long as you're playing well, and he and his friends certainly did so in the 1998 World Cup.
En la época de nosotros, del 98, fue por el asunto del Mundial, estaba Zamorano, Sala, yo, pero ahora hay mucho tiraje de jugadores por el asunto de Vidal, Sánchez. Ahora lo importante es que están todos los medios conociendo al fútbol chileno porque se está manejando mucho mejor en la parte empresarial.
How is Chile different from other countries?
El chileno piensa más rápido que el europeo. Piensa antes más la jugada, es más vivaracho. El fútbol europeo es más directo, aquí es más enganche, más para allá, para acá.
Who do you think are the biggest rivals of Chile in the international game?
Brasil, Argentina nos tienen para el huevo, así.
And what do you think will happen to Chile in el Mundial?
¿Cómo le irá a Chile?
No, está muy bien, tiene jugadores muy desequilibrantes. Anda hablándole. Pero está difícil porque toca Holanda, España.
We have
Well, I wonder who he reckons we have to really meet in Chilean football.
Who are the great names of Chilean football? Who should we meet?
Margas, no. Margas, Zamorano, Elías Figueroa.
But I don't think that Figueroa will take us out for an evening like this.
Margas uno solo.
League of his own.
Yeah. Solamente Margas. Henning and I round off the night as we would any night at home, really, with a nightcap and a limo.
Professional.
Salud, Javier.
Cheers. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
So how does this compare to West Ham?
It's different in London.
Very different.
Very different.
This is the opposite of playing for West Ham, I think. Yeah. You used to
No,
dye.
I wouldn't say it's very similar, funnily enough.
You used to dye your hair for West Ham.
Crazy.
Crazy, yeah. Well, there's no doubt you're
Yeah, it gives
crazy.
the impression.
You were well aware you're crazy because you bought an aeroplane and a fire truck and a boat and made them into hotel rooms.
Es que la gente le gusta lo diferente. ¿Ah?
They do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Also, is it true you disappeared from a hotel to escape Redknapp?
Ah, no, sí, una vez sí. Una vez Harry Reynolds me salió a una fiesta allá y Harry Reynolds llegó a la habitación. Yo sé.
But just as he confirms the story, our journey comes to an abrupt end.
Para un neumático por ese man.
Well, on the plus side, we got in a limousine and we were given a glass of champagne. But on the minus side, the limousine has broken down, and now we have to get in an inferior car. And on the, I don't know if it's plus or minus side, but this is definitely the strangest day of my life. It's just another normal Chilean night. Coming up, we camp out for the night on the hunt for extraterrestrials. There's nothing like being in the great outdoors, is there? Probably the only thing I prefer is being indoors.
And we take on a football legend and his 5-year-old son. We're in Chile on the road to Rio, so slightly weird off course there.
Yeah, doing our best.
Yeah, getting there slowly. Anyway, Chile sits in the shadow of its giant football neighbours, Brazil and Argentina. Its best-known player is probably Ivan Zamorano, who played for Real and Inter, and for Chile he scored 34 in 69 games. It's good statistics, isn't it?
It is, although the most important stat for us is that this is his 47th birthday, and unusually for us, we've been invited.
Amazing. Yeah, we're heading into Santiago to buy him a present.
Yeah, look, some local colour.
Llama with the head.
Yes.
Where are we? We're Supermare.
Sort of, yes. Is it a llama that can kill you, or is that a horse, or am I thinking of a swan? Anyway, be a bit careful.
It's a very sweet.
Hola.
Hola.
My Spanish phrase book doesn't have the phrase, I need a birthday gift for legendary star Ivan Zamorano.
That is a rubbish book.
Ah, and in exchange for that piece of news, I've got a llama.
Does it tell you how to say thanks for the llama?
Quite. Oh dear, no, I don't know actually. I don't know. I'm not sure I should be in charge of this. On this show's budget, a free llama is nice. Well, a free llama's always nice. Yeah. Strongly, pull it more strongly.
Maybe we should stick to more traditional gifts, ones that fit into vehicles.
Yeah, we need a plan B. But what do you get for a multi-millionaire retired football star?
Well, if I'm anything to go by, I like nothing better than my peace and quiet. But difficult to rap,
Yeah, we
isn't
could
it?
give him that by just not showing up, I suppose. But it sort of seems a bit rude.
Yeah.
Ah, this is hard. We don't know the place at all. And we can't just get him a crappy cake.
Huevos, there you go.
Look at that. This could almost work. We could get away with this.
Zamorano is known by his nickname Bam Bam, named after a cartoon character from the Flintstones. Small but incredibly strong. He's also famous for his unique shirt number, 1+8.
I have to take it back. This was a great idea after all.
He'll be chuffed to bits.
He will be absolutely over the moon. He'll think, why didn't I invite Mark and Henning to all the other 46 birthdays?
Yeah, indeed.
Bam, bam.
Did he? Have you got it, Mark?
Yeah.
I don't want to mess now.
Oh, it would be very, very bad news to drop this, yeah.
I think we can go.
This is the sort of situation where I will drop. The more you think about dropping it, the more likely it is. And I keep thinking about it. I just keep thinking about dropping it. Ah!
Bam Bam's cake, safely stored in a car. It's a short drive from the city centre to the affluent suburb.
Yeah, affluent is putting it mildly. He lives in a compound with various Chilean politicians and probably the Chilean equivalent of Davina.
So here we are, Ivan Zamorano's gaff.
Casabam. This is it. Are you ready for this? I can't believe this. Hola. Somos Mark y Henning para Ivan. Yeah.
Yeah?
It's like being Spanish sometimes when I talk.
Yeah.
Not often, though.
The man himself.
Hola.
Hello, good to see you. You're well.
Thank you.
Hola, me llamo Henning. Well, we've done his cake like his unique shirt number. So,
This is definitely
here up them steps.
fine.
Ya estoy tocando la crema. Ya lo mismo.
Now, the all-important last few steps. You don't want to lose it here.
It's 47 today, so I make that 1 plus 8
Plus
38
38, yeah.
equals 47.
pretty good.
Yeah.
38.
Una más ocho más 38. Come inter. Look at all these shirts he's got.
Look at that. The football museum.
Colo Colo, Phoenix career, América, México, Inter, Milan, Real Madrid, Sevilla.
He's got a huge collection of football shirts, what with many of the world's greats.
And Alan Shearer.
You always wonder when the players swap shirts, what they're going to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
with it.
you
No,
do,
they
yeah.
all end up in
They have in their
Zamorano's
basement.
basement.
Yeah, they have them.
Ronaldo, the World Cup, the FIFA World Cup France. Maldini.
Wow.
Maldini, Milan.
That's amazing. But not everyone's got a basement quite like this.
Yeah,
In mine, it's just a washing
It's
machine.
England. Newcastle, Chile.
Shearer. This is incredible. Normally you'd pay to see a collection like this.
Yeah.
I would. But instead we're drinking beer in his house. So what is the story behind Zamorano's unique shirt number?
1 plus 8, that's what you're, one of the many things you're very famous for. How did that all came about?
Yo cuando llegué al Inter empecé a usar el 9. Cuando llega Ronaldo,
Sí.
de Brazilian, el gordo, el fenómeno, él usaba siempre el 9. Había perdido el campeonato del mundo. Como un acto de, no sé, de amistad, le cedí el número 9 y yo jugué con la 1 más 8, que hasta el día de hoy es la camiseta más vendida en el fútbol italiano.
Zamorano, he's clean through, it's 2-on-1, slides it through to Ronaldo, and the game takes another
Somos amigos. De los grandes jugadores que yo tuve la oportunidad de jugar, para mí, él ha sido el más grande.
Did he make your birthday this year?
Yeah, did he get you a cake?
No me trajo una torta. Pero
There you go.
So maybe
Pero
we're now his
Who's
best
the best friend now?
Yeah.
ustedes son los mejores amigos a partir de hoy, son los mejores amigos.
Coming from a poor background, Zamorano had to pull himself up by the bootstraps to reach the top.
Para mí la vida ha sido dura. Nací en una familia muy sencilla, muy humilde, y tuve que ganarme las cosas por mí mismo. Yo perdí a mi papá cuando yo tenía 13 años. Había que intentar por todos los medios de ser el hombre de la casa. Y sirvió como ejemplo de que el esfuerzo, la perseverancia, eran dos cosas muy importantes para lograr cosas. Porque para mí, sin pasión, no puedes hacer absolutamente nada. Entonces, para mí es muy importante.
What does it mean to play for Chile, to play for your country?
Cantar un himno patrio en tierra extranjera y jugando en un campeonato tan maravilloso como un mundial o como una olimpiada, de verdad es un sueño cumplido.
Zamorano thinks Chilean footballers have their ancestors to thank.
Nosotros somos descendientes de mapuches y de alguna manera de ahí a lo mejor viene un poco el carácter del jugador chileno. Nosotros somos unos guerreros.
We want to put this to the test. How will the Warrior cope against two European giants of the UK comedy circuit?
Also up against us is a kid making his international debut, Zamorano's young son, Zamorano. Oh, stay tight on him! Don't give Zamorano that sort of space, either of them. Oh. I'm going to put him out of the game. You don't do that to Watson.
Against the run-off play,
it's Henning who fires in the first goal. With minutes to go, the Zamoranos have drawn level. It's anyone's game.
So I see my chance, and
we get hit on the break.
So the best man won, or more accurately, the best man and 6-year-old.
Ole, 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 Chile, Chile.
It took Mark and me the whole day to make it.
Perfecto. Thank you very much.
Let's just say que la pruebe que el día está buena. Está buena.
Very good. Thank you very much. Very good.
Well, I really praise my own work, but this is excellent.
Yes. If we say it ourselves, this is not a bad cake.
We'd like to spend the whole summer with the beautiful Bam Bam family, but time's short, plus we're not actually invited to. Well, Henning, that is, I suppose, in a way, best and worst day of our lives, because although it was an exceptional experience, it just it leaves you with a real feeling of hollowness about your own existence. I mean, the guy's got a swimming pool, he's got some of the nicest wine I've ever tasted, he's got a beautiful family, and it was crushing, wasn't it? Coming up, we take a detour into the woods in search of extraterrestrials. This is like being outdoors. There's just a slight sense in the air, isn't there, that we might be on the verge.
There! And we get a glimpse of the national team. It really is only a glimpse.
Except we had 4 tickets.
And then you're almost right. You've got 0
You're half
tickets.
right, you've got no tickets, yeah.
We're in Chile on the 3rd leg of our World Cup road trip.
And now Chile is such a UFO hotspot that there's apparently a government department to deal with sightings. And I mean, you wouldn't just get a government department wasting time and money, would you?
If that happens, I'd shake. It would be good to shake their eye stem on it. Like, hello, welcome to Earth.
Shake the stalks. Yeah, it'd be lovely. The sight of you welcoming an alien to Earth by shaking the stalk of his eye would be. If we get that would be very
hello,
good TV.
Good day.
Imagine for the first human that an alien meets, it would be, in a way, it seems like a misleading steer.
No, I think by an alien standard, I'm quite typical.
I suppose so, yeah.
We arranged to meet one of Chile's main UFO experts, kind of hoping he'll be an alien himself.
Now, we're looking for a man called Pato. Well, I suppose he won't have his name on him, actually, because people don't tend to do that, do they? But
no.
Let's look for someone who could be.
It's a shame, actually.
Is it going to be this man with a laptop who looks like he definitely watched the X-Files a lot in the 90s?
Yeah.
Pato?
Yeah. Hello.
Hola.
Nice to meet you.
Me llamo Henning. Hola, Pato.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you. So, what are you working out there right now?
I'm looking at a video.
Oh.
A video of UFOs, you know?
Oh, wow.
And you see these strange lights above some hills. Look, the first light disappeared, but another one appears above that one. See it there? There.
Yeah.
The soldiers went out to see these lights coming down, and then one of the lights got closer. And in that moment, Corporal Valdez advanced, and they didn't see him anymore. It was like 15 minutes, and then the corporal came back. And when he reappeared, he had a bird, a grown bird like yours.
Yeah, but I couldn't grow one in 15 minutes. That is spooky. But is there a good place near here where people go to see you?
Here in near Santiago, you have El Cajón del Maipo, San Jose de Maipo. It's a place like close to the mountains. But if you spot something that changes speed or direction,
strangely, and if Henning disappears and comes back with a beard, then that's definitely of interest.
Yeah.
So we're heading up into the woods, not too worried about discomfort, because we're going to be transported to another galaxy, which is cool.
It really is.
It will be. I'm sick of cynics writing me off saying, Mark Watson, he's never seen an extraterrestrial. Who are these people to judge me? People think they can have an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. Yeah. There's always critics. There's always people saying, oh, you'll never spot a man from Mars. Won't I? Let's just see, shall we? This seems like the perfect suitcase for me. trip to the woods.
It's got hiking written on it.
It really has.
Capital hiking.
I planned this very well, I think.
Where are we dragging this then?
If I hadn't brought this suitcase, I'd be really enjoying my life.
You would be a happy camper, wouldn't you?
Yes, as it is, I'm not that happy.
Miserable camper.
Also, not even technically a camper yet. I wish I'd done my Duke of Edinburgh scheme in England, where you learn to camp, and but I pretended to be ill so I could get out of doing it.
Well, what would you be doing? Otherwise, you would be kayaking and.
Well, I'd at least not have brought this. There's nothing like being in the great outdoors, is there? Probably the only thing I prefer is being indoors. But still, that's camping for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So are you any good at pitching tents and stuff?
No, honestly, I'm not practical with that sort of thing.
Oh, good. Well, nor am I. So,
you come across as a very hands-on guy.
I come across like a sort of hulking woodsman, don't I?
Absolutely.
But actually, I'm surprisingly not that brilliant at tents and stuff.
Before you begin, read all instructions before setup. I'll be doing that right now. Secure with all stakes.
Stakes and guy lines. Words like
guy lines?
It's a word that makes you feel inadequate. That's what it is. Right. All right.
Well, why don't you get
it's all
going
dirty
then?
and everything. I don't. All right. I hope we see some aliens after this. Is all. This is like being young again, except not in a good way. Well, not too bad. Not too bad.
No, I'm delighted. Another case of Watson and Vane. Haven't they done well?
Camping.
Haven't we done well?
We have absolutely aced it. These are come open, but I don't think they could get much worse than they already were.
And how we set this up?
I never know how we've managed that, and hopefully the viewers will never know either.
That is undoable.
All right, let's. Sometimes you've just got to embrace the outdoors and get somebody else. Guys, can you
Well done, Pascal. Super Arbeit. Yeah.
So we're good. We can we'll have these. We'll get a campfire going, and then as darkness falls, the whole of the heavens will become a sort of expressway of aliens. Oh, I can't wait. But look at this. Hey presto, a campfire. This is like being outdoorsmen. The extraterrestrials about. We'll see that a mile off.
This is not a mile, a light year.
A light year off, yeah. I feel really good about this.
So do I.
There's just a slight sense in the air, isn't there, that we might be on the verge.
There! Oh, hang on, that's the clouds.
That's just the clouds.
Tell you what, Mark.
Yeah?
Germany hasn't won the World Cup for 24 years. It took Spain 80 years to win the World Cup. We can't really expect the extraterrestrials land here on our landing page within the first 3 hours.
No, it's been it's a waiting game.
By midnight, we've counted stars, 2 billion, satellites, 16, moon, 1, UFOs, 0. Disappointing stuff.
Should we call it a night for now?
Yeah, maybe they stopped somewhere on the way.
That's the thing, isn't it? We don't know the first thing about them. I guess it was naive, but I sort of would have liked to see an alien. It'd be nice if the next thing we did sort of went well.
Well, that was a disappointing and uncomfortable night.
Yeah. The thing with camping is I generally don't go on holiday to feel more stressed, dirty and unhappy than I am at home. If I want a stressful experience, I'll just carry on with my everyday life.
If I want a stressful experience, I go shopping.
But, you know, things in Chile have been pretty weird so far, so maybe it's refreshing that we didn't have a close encounter. Maybe things are about to get just a bit more normal.
Coming up, Mark finds an excuse to drink wine by finding a football legend with a vineyard.
Salud. Salud.
And the simple task of attending an actual football match
is beyond us.
The crowd are really up for this, but then they would be. They're in the bloody stadium.
We're
on the road trip of a lifetime, and at the moment we're trying to get a grip on Chile.
All looks pretty Spanish round here.
Yes, well, Santiago was built by the Spanish in the 16th century.
Right.
Yeah, bit of fact. It seems like the Spanish did a fair bit in their history of turning up at places claiming to own them.
Yeah, does that sound familiar?
Well, I haven't done that. Oh, you mean the British?
Yeah.
No, completely different. We went around civilising countries. You didn't do a lot of colonising, did you folks?
No, because we are naturally content and we're just delighted to be in Europe.
Just peace-loving guys, yeah. That's right, we've had some fun with aliens and llamas, but now I've got the guidebook, it's serious facts time.
Listen up, everyone.
Yeah.
Wine was brought to Chile by the Spaniards, along with smallpox, flu and typhoid, and it's had more commercial success than any of those.
We're going to seek out some wine. We're going to go to a vineyard, not just any old vineyard.
You wouldn't care if it was any old vineyard.
It's true, I wouldn't. But this really isn't. It is owned by Elias Figueroa, Chile's greatest ever player, twice World Player of the Year, and sometimes said to be the best defender ever to play the game.
This is a big one. I mean, this is a big one.
This year was voted South America's Football of the Year 3 times.
Yeah, Pele said that if he'd won the World Cup, he would be regarded as the greatest player ever. He's had quite a nice life, really. The sort of 20 years in football and then the rest of it in wine is...
Yeah. And I'm sure there will be a wine tasting, so you can get trolleyed once again. Just remember how senior he is, and when we're in there, don't ask him any of the stupid questions along the line, who was the greatest player ever, or something, because that's the same like me regularly being asked who is the greatest stand-up, and then I know the answer, but because of my modesty, I can't answer the question.
Yeah.
Here we are. I always wondered, do we address them first name or second name?
No, I don't. I feel weird saying Elias to someone who's an international legend of football.
Well, initially, though, we meet a guy who is clearly not a professional footballer.
Yeah, he's almost the opposite of a footballer.
As in, he's a Frenchman in a barret. His name's Emerick, and he tells us Figueroa is running late.
But apparently Figueroa has left instructions for us to give his vines a bit of a trim.
So now, as we are waiting for Don Elias, we are doing that job now.
Yeah,
we have to work.
Yeah, just if it's high.
Yeah, okay.
If it's low, you light it.
I see.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to do it? I'll see if I hold this. Then you do some work.
So,
just a tipping, that's the top. To stop,
there you go.
To stop the growth.
It is probably about time we did some sort of work, to be fair. This is the third episode.
Definitely, that's our opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but careful, we don't want the big man to be angry when he arrives in a little while.
These are Figueroa's vines, so it'd be nice if we didn't. Let me. I think Figueroa trusts me more than you probably.
I tell you what, after about half an hour, it starts to get quite boring, doesn't it?
Let's quit while we're ahead, because we've worked hard. It's been a long day of toil.
It has been a long old day of driving.
Ooh, my only worry is
I'm knackered just looking at it.
But that'll come, I think. That'll come.
Fortunately, it's not too long before Figueroa is rushing down to meet us.
I think Figueroa will be really pleased with this one.
Hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo está? ¿Qué le ha parecido acá? Bonito, el lugar. La uva es una de las frutas chilenas. El sabor de la fruta es muy bueno por los cambios climáticos que existe acá. Y mi familia, mi padre ya le encantaba la uva, el vino. Entonces uno hereda un poco esto, ¿no?
Is it hard work making wine?
Sí, hay trabajo, hay que mantenerla, las plagas que llegan, conejos que se comen esto.
Do you get down there and do the work yourself?
No, not today.
Time to sit down somewhere else and sample some fine Figueroa wine and have a bit of football chit-chat.
Salud.
Salud. Oh, good.
Now we're talking. Like really fruity, sort of plum, bit of licorice or chocolate, and what wine?
Yeah, well, I've been to a wine tasting once. I ended up with just writing down neckable or very neckable. And this is very neckable.
Very nice.
Yeah, Figueroa's wine is pretty nice, but it's nothing compared with some of his divine moments on the pitch.
Poetry time. On an overcast day back in 1975, a shaft of light lit up Figueroa as he scored the goal that secured Internacional's first ever Brazilian championship.
I really enjoyed that. It was considered a sign from God, and it made Figueroa into something of a saintly figure.
La gente llegaba a verme, que tocara a los niños, la mujer embarazada, que tocara bebé en el estómago. I can't. I'm no God.
Like the Pope.
That Figueroa had a career at all is a miracle in itself.
Cuando tenía 2 años, me hicieron tragantomía acá de difteria y quedé con problemas de asma y de corazón. Sí. El médico le dice a mi mamá y a mi papá que nunca voy a ser un niño normal, que no voy a poder correr. Y a los 11 años tengo un problema de poliomielitis. Quedo 1 año en cama. Lo bueno, lo positivo, yo siempre miro, si tú tienes el vaso hasta acá, no mire que está vacío, mire la parte que tiene, que está lleno, ¿no?
Yeah, glass half full guy.
Glass half,
Okay.
glass half full.
Entonces yo lo positivo.
At 11, Figueroa still needed crutches to walk. But against impossible odds, he battled back to health and made his professional debut for Santiago Wanderers, aged just 15.
Y yo hago analogías de la vida con el fútbol. O el fútbol con la vida. Tú tienes que tener 3 cosas muy importantes. Perseverancia, pasión y fe en lo que vas a hacer. Por eso yo digo que lo imposible no existe.
Well, that's definitely the message to take away from this meeting.
I'm from Chile, really. Everyone's, yeah. I'm impressed by that.
The impossible doesn't exist. Not a bad summary of our trip to Chile, given that you'd have thought it was unlikely we'd ever get given a llama or meet an alien.
Well, we didn't.
Yes, that was impossible.
Thank goodness Mark hasn't asked that stupid favourite footballer question.
Who was the best player you ever...
And don't be modest.
Para mí es difícil porque he jugado contra he jugado con muchos grandes jugadores. Contra Pelé, contra Maradona, contra Platini, Bobby Charlton, Cruyff. Todos ellos son primer nivel.
All that lovely wine, and all I could do was smell it. If only Mark had done the same.
I don't drive, mate.
No, well done, Mark. Well done. I said to you, let's not embarrass the man by asking him about his all-time favourite footballers.
You were.
And that's exactly what you did.
During a lull, I felt like it was a lull. I drank a fair bit. It was just professionalism. I'm a guy, if I go to a vineyard, I'll make sure that I drink wine so as not to be rude, yeah. Are you finding the fact that you're the sole driver a bit of a kind of a burden?
Can't hold that against you because I knew from the outset you pretended not to be able to drive.
Oh, there's no pretense here. I definitely can't drive. I mean, I
give it a go.
No, I can't do that.
Now then, we're nearly done with Chile, but now we have to embark on something we haven't done so far. Actually gone to see a football match.
Yeah, Chile have organised a last-minute international friendly.
Not just for us, though.
No, it's for them, really, for their own good. They're playing Costa Rica, and being the sort of fearless journalists we are, we have managed to get some press passes. What can possibly go wrong?
Well, quite a lot, as it turns out. At the last minute, the match has been moved from Valparaiso, only 2 hours drive, to Coquimbo, 8 hours away.
You can see from that map, that is and that's not even to scale, it's even further than that. Things aren't all bad, though, because apparently Coquimbo's favourite cuisine is pig's backside, which will make up for the fact that our own asses have been permanently numbed by the journey.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Here we are.
In Coquimbo.
I do enjoy your little here we are in ... bits.
Well, that's usually all I have to say about the place, its name.
That's why I like it, yeah. That's often some of your best work.
As soon as we reach the town, there's further bad news, though. The match is so last minute, none of Chile's Europe-based stars are going to be playing,
yeah,
so...
we're basically just watching...
Yeah, watch the Chile reserves.
Lots of shirts of players that some of the great names that we won't be seeing tonight.
Chile, mainly.
Yeah. Sanchez, not here.
Yeah.
Medel, not here. Mendes, all the names.
Not here.
All the names.
And then it gets worse than that, because after the 8-hour drive, it turns out the press passes are gone, and we're refused entry.
It's really tense.
We said we had 4 tickets, and they said
That's including the crew.
And then
that were with us.
you're almost right. You've got zero.
You're half
tickets.
right. You've got no tickets. Yeah. So I mean, we're this close to the stadium, it's still not clear with 20 minutes to go to kick off whether we're going to get in the ground or not.
The crowd are really up for this, but then they would be. They're in the bloody stadium.
If I had it my way, I would have bought a ticket off the tout, would be sitting in there,
I know.
drinking a beer and eating arse on toast.
I know.
We failed through disregarding all the important 5Ps. Instead, we got the English 5Ps. Paid off, palmed off, paved.
This is good. 2 more.
Put out and...
Positivity, Henning. Let's end it nicely.
Worst case scenario, I think we'll be able to see this bit of the pitch. It's just tantalising, we're this close, we can hear the teams being read out, but moreover, we've been told that the guy who's meant to bring the press tickets down is the guy that's reading out the teams.
It seems we've finally found out the secret of Chilean football. It's all run by just one man, our ticket fixer.
He blew up the balls, he's just put some burgers on the griddle, and after that we'll see him come down and do the half-time draw, I expect, as well.
But just as I'm about to have a heart attack, it seems that shortly after slicing the half-time oranges and whatever else, our fixer does manage to come down with our passes. That's me, and I mean, that was when I looked I didn't have as many worries as I do now. That's when I had a more stress-free life, but that is me. The fact is, we're going to get in. We're almost certain to get in now.
Definitely.
It says non-transferable, as
and
if we, after all this, we just
I
give
want
them
a
away.
pint and arse on toast.
We're in. And not only is there none of the famous bum on toast, there's also far more worrying shortage.
There's no beer, is there? Nobody's drunk here.
No,
you can't get beer in the stadium.
No, can't get beer. I've got pockets full of change. Don't know who to give it to. It seems almost as if the football is their main centre of attention.
Yeah, and that's
not right.
You don't see that every day at home.
It's 12 minutes in and the Chile fans have something to cheer. These fringe players obviously have a point to prove. And now England are going to play Costa Rica in the World Cup, so I've got my England shirt on, just basically to psych them out a little bit. And it seems to work because soon Costa Rica fall apart.
Yeah, 2 second-half Chilean goals and...
the keeper dropped that one, that's because of my England shirt, see?
Yeah, it's becoming a slaughter. That's still time for more.
They appeal for offside, but it's 4-0 and Costa Rica have 10 men. And you wonder if this game is getting away from Costa Rica now. And on this evidence, England will win the World Cup.
Well, the match is nearly over, so is our trip, and it's safe to say it's been one of the more incredible journeys we'll ever make. What with hotels for transport fetishists.
Harry would love this. He'd get a receipt as well.
Close calls with aliens. Not that close, actually.
There! No, hang on, that's the cloud.
Plus football with legendary goal machines and their kids.
Oh. Come on, Henning, be big! No!
So yeah, it's been pretty epic.
Yeah, and we've learned that Chileans carry in their heart a warrior spirit, passion, perseverance and safety. Impossible does not exist, and all those things didn't always run smoothly. We've come to love the place.
That was really moving. As for the World Cup, well, if the reserve team can thrash Costa Rica, maybe this is the year that they'll emerge from the shadows of their great rivals, Brazil and Argentina, and yeah, I hope so. I liked it in Chile. Roll on Rio.
Next time, we're heading north. In Ecuador, we find a little valley that's produced half the national team. And then it's on to Colombia, home of salsa. We discover how football can be a dangerous business.
Right, so that's the bullet hole fired during this attempted kidnapping.
That's a bullet hole, all right.
And then the road to Rio gets spooky and dirty.
Oh, it feels all sorts of wrong.
I think there's 3 men having a lovely time in each other's company. Don't want to really ruin the mood there.
Never a dull moment. Roll on, Rio!
Yeah, very nice, Henry.
Yeah. And you.